how you were doing. They told you what to do, and sometimes they told you how you were doing. Yeah. I remember the bossy tendencies in our relationship. Like when my mother sent me to the shop 6 times within 10 minutes. My mother would send me to go buy sugar. When I was back home with the sugar, my mother would ask, "Na chumvi, salt?" When I was back home with the salt, my mother would say, "Mbona mkusema kuna sabuni kwa nyumba? Why didn't you say there's no soap in this house?" Yeah. And all this happened when my favorite program on TV was on. Always, always. I remember the first time I carried packed lunch to school. I was a kid. My mother packed for me bread and tea. That morning, as I watched my mother pour hot tea into a plastic tin, which I was to carry the tea in, my mother's words were, "Bas, mtoto akunywe moto shule, let my child drink hot tea in school today." The truth that my mother could have shared in that moment was the fact that plastic tin doesn't keep hot tea hot. That day in school, I had bread with iced tea. Now this was different because this was iced tea without ice. Not nice. Not nice. I never hugged my father. If I did, I was probably a kid. If I was probably a kid, I don't remember. The first time I hugged my mother, and I was old enough to remember, was during my post-initiation ceremony. I can say right now I wasn't really myself because I was wearing a cow hide. Yeah. My grandmother, my mother, and her friends were dancing. It wasn't a hug exactly. It was something really close to a hug. Where I come from, people call it a sai. It's a tap on the shoulder. Yeah, it was tradition. When I was 16 years old, I used to think of preachers as people who had a solution to every problem. So when I was 16 years old, I told my mother I wanted to be a pastor, right? My mother said, "If you can't save money, how will you save people?" You know, yesterday, my mother asked me, "What do you want to be?" I said, "I want to fly. But every time there's a protest, police shoot in the air. And people die. So I assume these people were flying." I said, "I want to write. Write poems that will plant thoughts about planting trees. Then call those poems poetries. I want to try. Convince my neighbors that I'm not my mother's tribe, I am her pride. Because when I was born, my mother didn't say, 'Woo, another Kalenjin.' No. She said, 'Another son.' I want to write about a woman and maybe say something like, 'God made man first, and God made woman to last.' I want to make people understand when I write a poem about a woman, I'm not writing on behalf of a woman. I'm not saying I understand. No, I don't know exactly how it feels like to walk at night scared for your body, scared of your body. When it's late and I need to go to the shop, I just leave my phone in the house and I feel safer already. All the years I've spent living with my mother and my sister don't make me a woman expert now. They make me family. And the thing about family is half of me. Some friendships are half of me. So half of me knows what harm looks like on my mother, on my sister, on my friends. I've seen them hurt before and I know exactly how it makes me feel. I want to be happy. And that has nothing to do with doing whatever I want to do. The life of a stray dog might say freedom, but it doesn't say happy. I'm not saying I'm not happy. God knows I'm building something here. Maybe if I took in more protein, people would see the construction site I am becoming. I want to depend. I want to lean on strong people, on strong structures. All the shoulders I have leaned on before have cracked. I know young men like me in the streets going back to back, blaming a whole country for not having their back. I want to lift the community, instigate consciousness and integrity, make them immune from leadership impunity. So don't tell me we of the Writers Club should never write pages that will cause stars, that will host stars starring as Thomas Sankara, Gugi Wationgo, Yesh Palgai, Wangari Madai, Malala Yousafzai, Chelgatai, Rosa Parks, Brothers Me, Mahatma Gandhi, Stevie Kotomboya, Materesa Matluda, Timjo Yamuga, Badongo, Rupe, we of the Poetry Tribe will write pieces that will draw the sun to send its rays to enlighten folks in villages, women in corridors, thugs in offices, bullies in schools, guns in peace missions, visionaries in social halls. In fact, clap, clap for DJs who won't retire and continue to make up words like Rabadabadoo, this is for you, to bring back songs of revolution, songs like Inazaka, Nakana, songs Kahizo, because ours is not a revolution of gun and violence. Ours is a revolution of the mind, spirit, and energy. And we are going to pick our movement by teaching those who did not say teach us. And we are going to walk around with t-shirts saying, we are not the real deal, we are what is real. Because to be real, Africa is not fine. Kenya is not fine. Beyonce, I think Beyonce is fine. You know, I normally say, there's no special village or town where leaders come from. These leaders come from within us. These leaders are a reflection of who we are. So change won't come when our leaders change. Change will come when we, the people, change. Thank you very much. My name is Mufasa Poet.
You can do better than that. Because he did a great job. Ladies and gentlemen, Mufasa. I'm going to say good evening once again and welcome. And I'd like to give a special welcome to Ezedua Direx Briggs, the Regional Director, UN Women East and Southern Africa, to Diana Ofwona, the Regional Director, UN Women West and Central Africa. I'd also like to acknowledge the presence here today of David Muller, representing the UNDP Regional Service Center for Africa. I'd also like to say a warm welcome to members of the United Nations community present here, distinguished guests and the most powerful generation in the world and in Africa. Good evening once again and welcome to this award ceremony. My name is Caroline Mutoko, your facilitator for this evening. I just want to go over, for those who might be new to this gathering, about why we are here this evening. YAS, the Youth for Africa and SDGs, is an online Pan-African portal platform for Africa's youth entrepreneurial ecosystem. It has 4 pillars of support. My brothers over there, you sound massively West African. I will ask you to keep it down or I'll make you come up here and do the Macarena. The portal is built on 4 pillars. It is the learning section to help entrepreneurs begin their journey by providing the key information on the process and procedures required to become an enterprise. Please remember there's a difference between being self-employed and being an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur has systems, they can leave their business. If you're self-employed, you can never take a holiday. An ecosystem map that has the relevant stakeholders across the board, from corporates to entrepreneurs themselves, and you can locate the different entrepreneurial ecosystem service providers on the portal. Obviously, challenges to award financial support for youth to develop or scale and implement their innovations to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs that Mufasa spoke about. Incidentally, Mufasa, wherever you are, my daughter actually knows 5 of the SDGs. She's 7, so there you are. Opportunities to learn about funding and networking relevant for the ecosystem. So YAS was developed by the UNDP Regional Service Center for Africa and is powered by Accenture. It was officially launched in June 2018 and regional activations already took place for Eastern and Southern Africa. This evening, we recognize and award the efforts in activating those missions and dreams. And to get this evening underway, I'm going to ask Rania Ayman from Egypt to step forward and take over the podium, because it is her job to almost round up what we've been on about. My friends at the back, the Macarena is calling. Excuse me. It won't take long. Give us just an hour of your attention. That's all we ask. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Rania.
Good afternoon. I know all of you are tired, so I'll make my speech short as possible. Basically, I didn't prepare something to say because I wanted to be from my heart. But let me ask first, are there any Arabs here? Okay, are there any Africans here? So this is the thing. I'm here to tell you. First, let me talk to the Arabian friends or people from North Africa and East Africa. احنا كلنا موجودين النهارده هنا سواء بنتكلم عربي انجلش او فرنش علشان مسج واحده which is partnership. كلنا موجودين عشان الهدف ال 17 بتاع الشراكات الموجوده في كل حاجه. فاحنا في الاول وفي الاخر موجودين علشان نعمل impact او عشان نخلي غيرنا يشوفونا واحنا بنعمل حاجه شبههم in a way or another. بس في الاول وفي الاخر احنا بنعمل impact، بنعمل تأثير بطريقه معينه. So basically what I was saying was that we are all here, even Arabs, Africans from any place in the continent, and even people if they are invited from other continents, because we all believe in the 17th goal, leaving no one behind, and partnerships. We're all here for partnerships. We've met Tunisians, Moroccans, Egyptians, and all the nationalities, Kenyans, Nigerians, all the nationalities are here for partnerships. And this is what it's all about. Innovation and entrepreneurship is all about building the networks, and this is a golden opportunity. This conference and all other conferences happening either for the UN or other organizations preparing conferences, it's all about the networking and the partnerships. A lot of us and a lot of you, of course, made good and fruitful partnerships and friendships out of those conferences. So please make the rest of the conference fruitful and do partnerships and know more people. I myself knew a lot of people from Arabian backgrounds and from African backgrounds. I found myself with this thing, African by heart. So thank you all again for being here, and thank you for staying that much in the conference. I hope you enjoy the rest of it, and make tomorrow a day of difference. Make tomorrow a good day, and leave no one behind, and do whatever it takes for partnerships. And that's
I know you're tired. Get coffee. And I'm trying my best to get through as fast as I can. Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to introduce to you Ya's video, and I'm just going to look over here and ask whether the cold has affected our engineering services. If the cold has affected, it's okay. I can wait. It's not a problem. I can get on to the next part. Allow me to move on to our next part. Now, we're going to have a panel discussion, and this one is exciting. I just want to let the moderator know you will be one panelist less. So I am going to ask the following people to make their way onto the podium. I'm looking for Taita Ngetich, Illumi Greenhouses Entrepreneur. Taita? Fantastic. If you could take a seat. Well, I'm down one less. It's all right. I'll move furniture. You sit right here. All right. I also want to welcome to the podium Ashley, Atalu, a young entrepreneur, and Nawal, who's from Seaskin, and the shoes she's wearing are Seaskin. The moderator for this session is Sindiso CBC. She's from Accenture, and she's the African Youth Conference Steering Committee member. I would love to ask Opio to get rid of this because nobody needs this anymore. Harry Hare meant to be here, but he's just got into the gate, and sorry, they can't let him in. So his apologies. So my panelists are only 4. You can take that away and give the mic to Sindiso, and you can take this away. I don't need it anymore. Yeah? So everybody's good? We're happy? Allow us to organize our living room. Better pictures, but I will not be in them. Opio, take this away. So, Sindiso, your program, 3 panelists.
All right.
Okay.
Is the mic on? Hi, everyone. How you guys doing? Okay, let's keep this quick because I know you guys are tired. So, I mean, we're doing this today because I think we're all responding to the youth bulge that's in Africa, and I think everyone is trying to figure out, basically, how do we get young people employed? How do we help young people in their entrepreneurial journeys? How do we help young people to actually be the leaders of government that we want to see? So, I mean, we're all here on that premise. So, if you're not here on that premise, you're at the wrong conference then. And so, just introduction. So I am Sandy. So I work at Accenture. I lead the Open Innovation Division, where we try and link up startups to private sector, large companies. We really believe in the value that startups add because you guys can do things at a much cheaper cost. I don't know how you do it, what rules you break, but you do things much cheaper, much faster. If you ask a large company like Accenture to give you a purchase order, it can take up to 2 weeks, whereas a young person can actually pay somebody in a day through their business. So we definitely look to startups to help clients, to help government as well to actually achieve their business objectives. And so we have partnered with UNDP as Accenture. It's actually a UNDP program, and we're just the plus ones on it, whereby we're trying to uplift young entrepreneurs on the continent through entrepreneurial learning content, through grants funding, through market access, and through just general information around entrepreneurial events and conferences such as this. So not to take any more of your time, I'd like to just welcome my panelists. So I'd like to ask you guys to just each of you give us a minute, a pitch of maybe your story or why you are in business and what you are doing in business, and just explain to the audience, so everyone has context before we ask you the gruesome questions. Thank you. So I'd like Ashley Tyler to start.
Good evening. My name is Ashley Talu. I am a student at Kasigao Girls in high school, Form 3. I come from a school where it is semi-arid, and we as a school have a ICT group, which is subdivided into 2 groups, where there is young farmers and Rukasi. Now, I am in the young farmers, and we as young farmers plant crops for the school and also to sell to get some money for the club. Whenever we go home and then come back to school, we find the crops that are dead, and we have to start planting over and over again. So we decided to come up with a permanent solution to this problem and to even impact the community at large. We came up with this with this gadget. We call it Ukulima Digitech. Ukulima is a Swahili word meaning farming. Digitech is technology. Ukulima Digitech is a microcontrol kit that remotely controls your farm activities, and it also gives you information on moisture level and pH value of your soil. And it also helps you to know the type of crops to plant in your farm, and it also helps you to farm even when you're not around. Thank you.
Thank you. And we go up to North Africa now, so Nala will explain about what she's getting up to.
Hello everyone, my name is Nawal. I'm a founder of Siski in Morocco. So I started working I discovered the social entrepreneurship when I integrated the university. So in the first year, I discovered the social entrepreneurship, and then I think that I found what I look for, because I work at a lot of, as a volunteer in a lot of NGOs for women. And the problem that we complete a project, but it's not sustainable. So in the social entrepreneurship, we found a form to make this job sustainable. So I start working in the coastal region beside Casablanca. So I make a lot of visits to this place, and I discovered 2 major problems. The first is the women in these coastal regions work in jobs who are seasonal jobs, who are dangerous. Most of them are dangerous, like treatment of urine, who can generate a cancer of hand if the urine is sick. The other problem is the rubbish, the waste of fish who exist in this place. So there is a lot of rubbish who smell very bad, and who create a bacteria, so he can create a lot of health problem for children who play beside this place. And then we looked for a solution for this problem, both problem, and then we discovered that we can recycle fish skin, making by this activity a job for this woman, and we created a skin who is a company who recycle a fish waste to produce a fish leather.
Right, thank you so much. And as you guys have noticed, so actually still at seed phase, so very much early stage, trying to understand will it work, will not work. And Nalwa is actually trying to scale her business. So lastly, I'd like to ask Tata, who's over all of those hurdles. You've gone through seed, you've gone through scale up, and now you're commercializing it. So can you explain probably how you got there? Tell us all, because we want to know.
My name is Taita, and I'm the co-founder of Aluminum Greenhouses. At Aluminum Greenhouses, we provide affordable technologies for smallholder farmers and bundle up inputs and services to help them grow their business. So it's been a very difficult journey. We started back in 2014 as an idea, and we did a little bit of what Ashley is doing. We were building sensors for greenhouses and automating irrigation, and we went a step ahead to link them up to mobile phones. Some of the mistakes we did, and I think the major lesson for us as a company is we were very fast to accept that our wonderful idea was not what the market needed, and we were very quick to fix that. So over the years, as we developed our idea, if you asked me what we were in 2014, we were simply a technology company, but now in 2018, we are a farming solutions company. So I think the major take home for us from idea to seed and now to commercialization is the ability to make mistakes and learn quickly from them.
Thank you so much for that. So just just to piggyback off that, you already started talking about the challenges. So I know Nawal and Ashley are on different parts of their challenges. So I'll come back to you, Ashley, and you can tell us what are you experiencing right now, and how do you feel a government entity or a private sector or even civil society can actually help you further your course to get over from seed to scale?
Our challenges are financial challenges, and also we face network because our school is located in a remote area where network is a problem, and our kit works with network. So we need network for that, and also financial help.
Thank you so much, Talwa, and we hope to answer that question tonight through the Grants for Challenge. Nalwa, over to you.
For me, there are a lot of challenges. For example, I had a problem with discriminations. So in the first I worked with a craftsman. All this person they doesn't see a woman who work in tanneries, a woman who tell them we should have this and this. This person is not they hasn't a habit to see a woman to tell them what they should they have to do. So there was the first problem. The second challenge that I had is finance, but I found after the CAP 22 where I present my first collection, I found an investor. But the problem it was this person told me that even you want to work with me, I will invest in this company, but the condition that we doesn't talk with about entrepreneurship, social entrepreneurship. So we will not work with women. We will make industrial process with chemical product because we also produce a bioproduct. So it was a problem for us. So we was supposed to choose between growing the startup or making a small development, but keeping the vision and the mission that we had.
And Tata, you've gone through these stages, seed and scale, and I want to ask you like a double-sided question. So firstly, what do you think would have helped you get to success much faster? Like what role could have government or private sector played to help you get to commercialization at a much quicker pace? And also maybe if you can just in response to Nawal and Ashley's journey, maybe some advice or what you've seen in the market that actually works. I know one thing I can say is that if you're not solving a problem that people will pay for, you're not going to survive in the market. So if you can tell us what are the common things you've seen around successful entrepreneurs?
On the first question about what government or private sector would have done for us, I think when we started the company, the the ease of doing business in Kenya was a little bit hard. Opening a company, you had to go to the registrar, you had to pay a lawyer 40,000 to 50,000 Kenya shillings, and then you had to wait for almost 3 months to get your company out. Some of those problems have been fixed right now. You can go online in Kenya, book for a company, and within 14 days you have a company and you can start running. So maybe we needed technology back then, which is something that is happening now in e-government. In terms of the business, something we would have done quite early is the ecosystem back then was really small. So you had very few mentors ahead to talk to and ask when you had challenges. So back then it was trial and error. The iHub was there. That was the only source of knowledge for us. And then, but right now you have several mentors in Kenya. The conversation of entrepreneurship is out there. There's interest from young people, even in high school, to start technology. That was very rare to find back then. So I think for me, it's really positive right now that businesses can start quite early and grow to be very large commercial companies and corporates. And that's the future we look forward to.
Much. And Nawal, can you tell us more about the tools and resources you've used so far that actually have helped you get ahead? I know I can definitely mention the Yes platform being one of them that could potentially help young people get ahead. So if you can tell us more about the tools and resources that you've actually used.
Actually, I start with my own resources. So my parents give me some money to live, to have fun, to buy clothes. So I invest all this money in the company to make tests. So I work in high school in University of Textile, who helped me to develop my product. And after I sold my product, the only resource that I had is revenue that I had by buying some products, accessories, bags, shoes, etc. After I applied for programs like program Yes. So I discovered the Yes program. So I applied for and other programs. I started developing the startup by this grant.
Thank you so much. And one last round, any closing remarks or any comments from either of the panelists? Ashley, do you want to say something in closing? Or?
What I would like to say is to send a word to all my age mates. Many of us have ideas, but we don't really want to implement them. We don't want to get out of our comfort zones to be able to make a difference, because we are the future. And if we don't take that, if we don't put that in our minds and try to make a difference, I don't think the difference will ever come. For example, in Kenya, we are talking about Vision 2030. I think it will still remain a story if we don't eradicate corruption, if we don't try to solve the big four agenda. And what I would like to say is, us as youth, we should start eradicating corruption by stop corruption ourselves, because corruption starts at the ground. Because, for example, in the traffic police take bribes from the drivers, and drivers end up causing accidents. We should stop that from then. Then we build our nation, and maybe we could be the next superpower.
That's very inspiring. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, thank you.
I think for me, it's very encouraging for us when we see young people coming onto the ecosystem and building businesses. The last parting shot I would have for youth is that entrepreneurship is all about taking risk and managing risk. Right now, we have not so much to lose. And this is the right time to do it, because some of us still don't have a lot of expenses that come into the future. And so when we try out something, we don't have a lot of things to lose. So I think my parting shot would be that let's take that risk and let's manage it.
And Nawal?
I just want to add the one thing. I think that Rania talked about is partnership. So we have a lot of common point in our business, but the problem that we doesn't have the sense of partnership. For example, I work with women. I have a circle of women who work with us, but the problem who need is development, is this, personal development. So if we have a contact of those person, of they are a person there who can help other person, do it, just do it. So because the only one company doesn't they can't make different thing, make a lot of things, add different things.
Thank you so much. It's so difficult for you, I know, because you're a French-speaking person. Great job, great job. But it was important for us to be a united Africa. It's no longer North Africa and Sub-Saharan. We are Africa, so it's important that we start working together as a continent. Yeah. Thank you so much for bearing with us at such a late part of the day. We thank you for listening. So if you'd like to get onto Yes, it is yesdg.com. An account is free. And you can also follow us on Twitter with Youth Africa SDGs. We'd appreciate it if you guys can tweet us. Tell us if we suck. Tell us if we're cool. Tell us if we're boring. We want to engage with you. We are a young organization, so we are not like our other folks. So please engage us. Thank you so much.
People like me? I hope not. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a round of applause for our panel. Titan Nyatich, Ashley, Talu, Nawal, and of course, moderator Sindiso CBC. Sindiso, I'm going to ask you to stay on stage because I'm about to get into the fun part, the actual awarding. And that's why I'm down here, because I'm not important enough. It's the actual awarding and then singing and dancing, and we've got cake as well. So, to the most powerful, do you actually know you're the most powerful generation in the world? Statistics show it. You're also the only people who will make any changes. So let me tell you a secret nobody actually is honest about. My generation was very good at calling out all the wrongs in the world. My parents' generations are the ones who probably messed everything up. You're the guys who fix it. All right? Okay. So allow me to say this again. YAS was developed by the UNDP Regional Service Center for Africa and is powered by Accenture. And it was officially launched in June 2018. And regional activations already took place for Eastern and Southern Africa. And it's the reason I'm asking Sandisos to stay where she is. As a matter of fact, where's Opio? Opio, please take away the chairs, because what we're about to do right now cannot be half chairs. There's just too much going on. There's money in US dollars. There's celebration. There'll be ululation. We can't have it. But before we get there, I need to tell you how we arrived at these young people. So for the Africa Youth Conference, UNDP is leveraging YAS and collaborated with UN Women to conduct an open innovation challenge and call for youth-led social entrepreneurship solutions. Approximately 2,000 youth entrepreneurs from across Africa submitted their proposals, which were evaluated against set criteria and especially their contributions to the SDGs. Remember that. Now, this evening, we're all very proud to have identified 10 young innovators, mostly female, hello, who we will support with $5,000 and $10,000 grants for their seed and scale stage ventures alongside the other ecosystem support and the entrepreneurs can obtain via YAS. So on Monday, there was organized a capacity building exercise for the entrepreneurs, and today we will award them with a well-deserved grants, and I want to get this underway. I wish I had a drum roll. So Sindiso, I need you stage center. And I'm going to call on David Muller, representing the UNDP Regional Service Center for Africa, to get on stage so that I can award the first, I'm going to do the first 3 with the 2 of you. Smiles and everything. When I call your name up, please come up through here. I don't want you tripping on the wires over there. Don't do what David did. All right? Because, you know, your mother wants his picture. You know what I mean? And then you'll stand in between those 2, smile your biggest. Hold for the camera, and we'll take it from there. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to start with a gentleman from Uganda, Martin Balaba. Martin Balaba is a medical doctor, health innovation enthusiast, and entrepreneur. Martin is the founder of the Mobile Clinic, a health startup that is providing easy and affordable access to health services to mothers and children in rural and peri-urban areas of Uganda using mobile technology. Where is my check? Oh yeah, there we go!
Rise up.
Awesome. Congratulations to Martin Balaba. The next recipient of 5,000 US dollars is also from Uganda. Hey, look at that. Look at that. If you don't take a big selfie with that, I will be very upset. Richard Mushusha. Richard Mushusha is the founder of Footmo Kit in Uganda, and according to the FAO, livestock is affected by viral diseases like foot and mouth disease. Now, he has developed a handheld device that diagnoses foot and mouth disease in livestock in hard-to-reach and underserviced areas at local farmers' affordable cost. Richard, smile! Awesome. Congratulations, Richard. The next recipient of 5,000 US dollars is from the Congo, Gloria Ishalu Bakaba. Lobiko app from this amazing lady is a value-added service offering general health-related information. Where is the check? She's dancing without the check.
I try to fly so high.
Thank you so much, David. Cindy, so I have no idea where you think you're going. I have not released you. I released David. I did not release you. The next person I want to help me to give out checks for 5,000 US dollars is a lady who would not let me call her Zed. Is Adua Briggs, Regional Director, UN Women East and Southern Africa. Madame, make your way to the stage. I love the way I made sure the stairs were available for the ladies, but no! Are you two ready? Smiles ready? Okay. The next award for 5,000 US dollars goes to a lady from Tanzania, Neema Mahimbo. Neema Samson Mahimbo is a young, growing Tanzanian entrepreneur addressing social and ecological environmental deterioration by banning the use of non-biodegradable, lightweight plastic bags. Where is her check? There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, the lady from Tanzania, Neema Mahimbo. You got your check? You're a happy girl? Frahia, mami. Whoa, utalia. Whoa.
So worldwide, yeah, I'm marvelous. I'm so hot, I'm hotter than lava. I don't know what you thinking, but I hope you thinking what I'm thinking with your head bobbling. Don't knock on doors, but your hope is my witness.
Ladies and gentlemen, as Neema comes to terms with her winning, it's a good thing I'm not letting any of you make a speech. She will thank Jesus, her mother, and everybody. I would like to call the next person who gets awarded $5,000 this evening. It's a Kenyan, Ashley Talu. Ashley! Congratulations. Look at her. She's like, me? Yes, you, Ashley. The next person to receive an award of 5,000 US dollars is a mathematics and computer science graduate from Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. He is a software developer, has developed a mobile laundry app. The app can be used to have clothes picked up, washed and returned in the evening, dry, ironed and perfumed, creating employment for many women and youth. Robert Kanyoro. Big smile. There we go. Awesome. The next person we will be awarding receives 10,000 US dollars. It's a lady. Founder of PRD Logistical Solutions. The national disability prevalence rate is 7.5 in South Africa. Disability is more prevalent among females compared to males. That person is Portia Mpunga. Happy dance. And with that, I'm going to thank Isidua Briggs and ask her to take her seat and ask her to make way on the podium for Diana Ofuna, Regional Director, UN Women West and Central Africa. Madame, in your gorgeous white outfit, come on stage. That's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. It's a moment. That's the way you do it.
Lately, I've been stuck imagining what I wanna do and what I
You can't have a
really
celebration, all the rest of us.
think.
Ladies, selfies and congratulations later. I have a job to do. Ladies and gentlemen, the next award for 10,000 US dollars goes to Cameroon. Goes to a lady who knows that 1 in 10 girls in Africa do not go up to 20% of the school year due to limited or no access to sanitary pads. Her team produce and distribute reusable, economic and eco-friendly pads called FAM in agreement with the SDGs. Esther Okala. Bring your fine self onto stage.
Lately, I've been stuck imagining what I wanna do and what I really think. Time to blow out. Be a little
Oh yes, there it is.
Everybody's
Big picture
when the lights
for Cameroon. There you go. Yes, fantastic. Another award for 10,000 US dollars goes to yet another lady from the Cameroon. Now, due to the increasing proliferation of landfills and open dump sites, she created closed-loop system ventures, which transforms waste management challenges into opportunities by adding value to waste. Initial focus has been placed on the transformation of organic waste matter into organic fertilizer. The lady in question is Patu Fen. Patu! Don't faint on me. Where is her check? She needs something to hold on to. She's about to faint. Give her check.
people got me all tied up. There's a countdown waiting for me to erupt. Time to blow out. I've been told who I should do it with.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final award for 10,000 US dollars goes to a lady who doesn't talk about her biofish leather. She actually wears it and modeled it for me. Put your hands together for Nawal Aloui. Come on, madame. I switched up the issue just for you. You get to be the last and not the least at all. The check heavy. It is. Fantastic. Sandiso, I release you. Madam, I do not release you. Because the person who is going to make sure that we have cake, the person who's going to make sure we have singing and dancing and selfies, and will do the closing remarks this evening, is you.
Oh,
All yours.
oh my goodness. She sounds like my headmistress. Thank you very much, Caroline. You know, speaking after Caroline is so difficult. Not only is she articulate, she is stunningly drop down beautiful, and she dances better than I do. I was given a 3-page speech, which I will not read, because we need to eat cake and we need to dance. Do we have a deal? My task is very simple. to thank profusely those who have organized and supported this event. Thank you so very much. You know yourselves. Thank you, YAS. Thank you, UNDP. We don't thank ourselves, UN Women. Thank you, the UN system. Thank you to every single last person who was part of not only this evening event, but also the entire youth conference. I am sure, how many of you have enjoyed it? Show of hands. Ready to dance? Okay. Thank you very, very much to Caroline. I don't remember what the young man was called from spoken word. Mufasa. Reminds me of Lion King. But thank you very, very much indeed. Thank you to the artists. Thank you ever so much. Thank you to the ones who were awarded today. We are fiercely proud of you. A round of applause for them. You sure are the hope of Africa. And for those who didn't win today, keep the faith alive. You are doing very well indeed. You are trailblazers. I'll tell you a tiny little story before we do cut the cake, because I know we really must go. But you know, I wish we had then what you have today. Because believe it or not, at the age of 18, just as I was entering university, I was at the University of Nairobi. I'm Kenyan, by the way, even though I dress like this. I was at the University of Nairobi, and there was something they used to give us called boom. How many of you were at the University of Nairobi and remember that? Boom was some money that they gave us every 3 months, and most students went to have a nice time with that money. Some of us took that money and actually went to a place called Gikomba and bought some second-hand clothes and washed them and ironed them and sold them.
Okay, I wore mine.
You wore yours. And I remember I also plaited hair, you know, so after school in the evening, my room, my little room in, I can't remember what it was, women's, ward 12.
Hall 12,
Hall
ma'am.
12, you know, I'm old.
So am I just age well.
Oh, excuse me, Caroline. Don't make me feel worse than I already do. Anyway, this little room of mine became a salon, a hair salon. So everybody was plaited, and I think I charged 50 shillings or something. And now I'm thinking of it. Imagine if I had kept on doing that. I'm sure I'd be one of the Fortune 500. Well, don't you think so? But you people have the ecosystem, and I'm glad. Take advantage of it. Make the best. Make the most of it. Please do. Take advantage of it. We are proud of you. We are proud of all of you for what you've done, and we have faith that you're going to be the ones that will change the narrative and the landscape of Africa. Without further ado,
It's time for cake. So Kayamba Africa, African ceremony. We are in ceremony. We are in Africa after all. You can't just bring a cake and guys cut it. Of course, I will make sure we don't have the anti-cake talks before cake. That's also a whole other story. When you are a small girl, I'm free to go. I'm free to go. Well, you have to cut the cake. So I'm gonna need. Is it you are? Sorry. Is it you are? Sorry. I need you back. Cake cannot cut. So I need you back on stage. Madam. David. Gender balance join me. You could join me. And Cindy Central must be represented. Kayamba Africa will usher the way. The cake was happily baked by Valentine. They had to be part of this. They had to be part of this. And they made cake. And it's so Kayamba. You take over. I'm going to say pick off your shoes. Mine are hurting, so it's just an excuse. But it's the only way. Let's dance. Congratulations to all of you and good night. It's all your show now.
Yeah. We need to cut it fast. your idea,